Hello, accountability buddies. I'm Les. This is another episode of Less is More Healthy. And I learned yesterday that the DJI mic 2 has noise cancellation on it. I did not know this before, which is a shame because I have been recording with this microphone and just using the app in CapCut to clean up the audio. And the CapCut has come with a slight learning curve, and I realized yesterday that there's actually a ridiculously easy way to clean up the audio. So my audio in the last probably 10 or so episodes has been not as good as I would like it to be because I did not know that there was a way to adjust or have noise cancellation right with a microphone. And it doesn't seem like it's the world's greatest noise cancellation, but some noise cancellation is better than no cancellation. So I am here in one of the little parks in my city called Firmino Park. And this is a playground with a baseball diamond or softball diamond and large area to play in grass and whatnot, and a tiny little playground equipment, gymnasium thing, climbing and sled deal. And oh, some swings. I just realized there are some swings in here. So it's a cute little park. I did one of my first coffee outside episodes here. And yeah, I like this park. During Little League season, it's always busy, but Little League season is over. And I think it's too small for slow pitch softball. Slow pitch leagues use different fields all over the city. But yeah, so this is a cute little park. And I stopped in to adjust my saddle. So I'm doing some saddle testing in order to find the right width of saddle. Yes, I'm going to go and buy a nice saddle. But the bike shop in my city, I keep forgetting that it's not open on Sundays. And so I always run errands and things on Saturday and completely forgot on Saturday that I could have stopped by when I was out on my scooter ride and picked up a new saddle. So I've been wanting to test out this saddle anyway. I gotten it through the Vine program, and it's a knockoff of both the Specialized Power, I can't remember what it's called, Specialized saddle, and an Ergon saddle. It's got a little bit of memory foam and a soft squishy top. And thus far, it's the right width, so it's 158 millimeters. I could probably get by with a 150 if I'm totally honest, but the 158 millimeter width feels really good, and it's also short enough that I'm not hitting it with my gut when I bend over and I'm in the sort of drops position. So I adjusted the nose down a little bit, like 2 or 3 turns, and I think that's probably 1 or 2 degrees, and I know that's going to be a little more comfortable. I might also need to raise the saddle by like 1/2 centimeter for better comfort, but so far so good. It's looking and feeling good. I am out on my, well, this is supposed to be the 48 miles for 48 years, but I'm really not feeling it today. I think this goes back into that perimenopausal sort of mood swing, shifting stuff, because this is the exact same time last month when I felt this, where I just wasn't into much of anything. So I think I might just do a slightly shorter ride. I think as long as I do the 48 miles within the month of my birthday, I'll be happy with it. And I do have plans. So next weekend is a 3-day weekend. I'm hoping to do the group ride on Monday, but it looks like we might get rain this coming weekend. So I might try to do the 48 miles next weekend, and still try to do the group ride on Monday anyway, depending on weather and whatnot. Yeah, and this is also like, it goes into that sort of like listening to your body, listening to your brain, because if I'm trying to force myself to do something, it's not going to feel good. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a random ramble around the city, and I think that's going to feel pretty good. So yeah, a little random ramble around the city, just kind of chilling on the bike, getting some miles in. I've hit that 1,000-mile mark, and that feels pretty good. I also realize at this point I'm not going to hit the century ride, and I'm trying to feel okay with that. That's a little more disappointment to me than not getting the 48 miles this weekend, because I'm realizing, like, I was hoping to do it by the end of October, and that's just not going to be realistic for me at this point and where I am with my health. And also with sort of work interfering with my ability to train. And it's like the interesting thing or difficult thing, I think, with having a full-time gig and a gig that requires that I'm mentally on while I'm there, in a way that's different from some of my other full-time gigs that I've had. Like, a lot of my old full-time gigs really allowed me to kind of like have brain space to think about other stuff. So it was kind of like mindless full-time work. Whereas the work that I'm doing now really requires me to be mentally on the whole time I'm there. And you can't really, when you work with kids, you can't really shut that down. It's just a different kind of mental space than some of that work that I've done in the past. So it's interesting to think about like how the differences in this work make it harder for me to do the stuff that I enjoy outside of work, but yet also make it easier for me to do some of the stuff that I enjoy outside of work. So it's like this double-edged sword of like, because I'm doing creative work, it leaves me a little more mentally able to do the creative work I do outside of work. But when it comes to other things, it's just a little harder to like make room for stuff like the bike riding, while my mental capacity is really taken up by everything work related. So yeah, it's an interesting thing to consider, is that mental load of work versus outside of work stuff. Outside of that, I mean, I have a couple of things that I want to talk about, but those are other episodes. The bike continues to perform really well. I had all kinds of crap stuck in the drivetrain from my off-trail, mildly illegal ride that I did last weekend. That cleaned up really easily. A little degreaser, wiped it down, added a little bit more wet lube to it. I realized that I could probably stick with wax lube for until the end of this month. I mean, we are going to get some rain next weekend, but I don't know that I'll actually be riding in it. So, yeah, just sort of changing of the season stuff. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.